Let me welcome you to Case Western Reserve University this morning. On behalf of President Barbara Snyder, I'm Bud Baeslack. I'm the Provost and Executive Vice President. We have three exciting topics to cover here in a relatively short time. I think as you read yesterday and today certainly, Case Western is one of 5 universities to participate in a pilot program with Amazon for the Kindle DX beginning this fall. I think as you've seen probably in some of the press releases, the new Kindle is larger than the original Kindle and has many other features that certainly we feel will work very well in terms of working with students in the classroom. We have someone here who knows many of those features. He helped develop them. So let's welcome Jay Marine, Director of Product Development Management for Amazon Kindle. He will be followed by Wendy Shapiro from our academic technology area, chemistry professor Mike Kenny, and Meryl Asulu, the chair of Electrical and Computer Science Department. So they're going to talk a little bit more about the Kindle.
Good morning. So I, on behalf of Amazon as well as the Kindle team, just want to say how happy we are to be here today and really excited to partner with Case Western Reserve, leading institution worldwide, obviously, but also really highlights that they're in the forefront of using technology in education. As we announced yesterday, we're extremely excited about Kindle DX. We believe the large screen is perfect for textbooks, and we're really excited to see what comes out of this pilot with Case Western Reserve as well as the other universities. As we also announced yesterday, in case people are not aware, we've partnered with 3 of the leading textbook publishers, so Cengage, Wiley, and Pearson, and you should expect more on the way. And I could go through a bunch of features. Unfortunately, I don't have a Kindle DX to show you today. But we are going to play a quick video, which will go through the most part, and then there'll be questions. I know there's time for questions at the end, so happy to answer any.
Welcome to Kindle DX, the latest addition to the Kindle family of wireless reading devices from Amazon. If you love to read, Kindle DX is the device for you. The large display means you can read books, magazines, newspapers, and blogs very comfortably. At 9.7 inches, the Kindle DX display is 2.5 times the size of the Kindle display. Text and images are amazingly crisp on the spacious Kindle DX screen, which makes it easy to read charts, tables, and maps. Kindle DX features native support for complex PDF documents, and its large screen size means you can easily read work or personal documents. With Amazon's WhisperNet service, you can send these documents directly to your Kindle and read them anytime, anywhere. Landscape View is great for viewing books, periodicals, and documents with large or complex layouts. Just rotate the device, and Kindle DX automatically switches to widescreen reading. Kindle DX is just over 1/3 of an inch thin and has a solid, durable feel. Reading with Kindle DX is easy on your eyes, too. The Kindle screen looks just like a printed page. Unlike a computer monitor, the e-ink display looks like real paper. No backlighting, no more eye strain. You can even read outside on a sunny day. No glare, no problem. Kindle DX has 3.3 gigabytes of storage, which means you can bring over 3,500 books and documents with you wherever you go. Read for days without recharging thanks to efficient battery performance. Want larger type? Just click the text button on the keyboard and choose the size that works for you. Kindle displays text in 6 different font sizes. Kindle DX gives an incredible digital reading experience in a sleek, stylish package about the size of a magazine. Kindle DX is ideal for reading across a broad range of content, not just the latest bestsellers, but also reference books. The Kindle store has more than 275,000 titles available for download, with more coming every day. Kindle DX uses the same advanced wireless technology as your cell phone, so there's no need to hunt for a Wi-Fi hotspot or connect to a computer when you're looking for something new to read. And every purchase you make on Kindle DX includes fast, free wireless delivery from Amazon. No annual contracts, no monthly bills, no hassles. And shopping couldn't be easier. Just click Menu, then Shop in Kindle Store. You can browse by category, search by author or title, or check out recommended titles and user reviews just like you would on Amazon.com. Kindle books and periodicals are much less expensive than their print versions. New York Times bestsellers and most new releases are $9.99, and you'll find many books for less. Find something you like? You can download a sample for free. When you are ready to buy, a single click downloads the full book to your Kindle in less than 60 seconds. And every book you buy is automatically backed up by Amazon.com. Kindle DX is where personal meets professional. Review work documents from home. Relax in your hotel room with a mystery novel. Read PDF and Word documents in the back of a cab. Enjoy a blog when you're on the plane. With Kindle DX, you can carry it all in one device. No need to lug around stacks of documents like legal briefings or manuscripts. And when you're on the move, Kindle DX can do the reading for you. The innovative text-to-speech function lets you switch from reading to listening on the fly.
The town was just a tiny rural whistle stop on the Louisville and Nashville line, but the war had brought an Army airfield to its outskirts.
Leading newspapers and magazines such as the Wall Street Journal, Forbes, The New Yorker, and dozens of other periodicals can be auto-delivered to your Kindle DX. Your paper will be waiting for you when you wake up each morning, and magazines reach your Kindle DX before the newsstands. Or subscribe to any of more than 1,500 blogs and get updates on your Kindle DX throughout the day. Kindle DX comes with the full 250,000-word New Oxford American Dictionary built in. Simply navigate to a word with the 5-way controller and the definition appears at the bottom of the screen. You also get full access to Wikipedia, the world's most up-to-date online encyclopedia. And Kindle DX is so simple to use. Just pick it up and read. No matter who you are, the Kindle DX from Amazon is the wireless reading device that fits your life.
So I think that gave a pretty good overview. The one thing I'll just end on quickly is our vision for Kindle, which has been stated many times, is to have every book ever printed in any language available wirelessly in 60 seconds. And that includes education, and we're really excited to get started on that part of the vision this fall. Thank you.
Well, I want to tell you a little bit about what we're going to be doing here at CASE as it relates to looking at the ways that the students are using the technology. We're excited to be part of this project, and we're taking the research part of the way students learn very seriously. So the primary question we're interested in is, what difference does the Kindle make to learning? And so we're going to be looking at things like reading, the way the students are reading, their study habits, even writing. Does it influence that? The way they communicate with each other and the way they communicate with their professors. So we're going to be doing comparisons against students that are using traditional textbooks with the ways the students are working with the Kindle DX. We're also very interested as students, as freshmen come into the university, they're not always so organized. And the ways that these materials can all be either that the faculty could send their articles directly to the Kindle, or that the textbooks are all available on the Kindle in one location, will that help the students with organization, efficiency, study skills? Does it help, and if so, how? Another thing that we're going to do that we're pretty excited about, we've done this before with other technologies, is to do what we call usability studies, where we videotape the students as they're actually using the device. And we're going to be looking at things like, how do they navigate, what are their methods of downloading or adding notes. You can add notes now. Do they actually use the embedded dictionary, and likewise. So those are some of the highlights of what we're up to.
Very quickly, it feels good to be here after a year. About a year ago, I showed up in Lev's office having read about the Kindle One and said, Lev, we have to find a way to use this. And here's what I think is a good idea. And so a year later, we're here. We have a new device that I'm really excited about. I teach 2 large introductory chemistry classes, and so we impact a lot of students. And finding out how they can use this. My job isn't to teach them facts, it's to teach them how to find information. And one of the biggest selling points for me on the Kindle was really the fact that they can get the information when they want it, where they are, whenever they want it. And I can show you data on my own students when they do their homework. And the spike at midnight is amazing. And the lack of people online at 3 in the morning, I can understand that. So it's pretty exciting to be here, and I'm looking forward to this.
I am also excited to be here. Actually, we will use Kindle in engineering and computer science classes. And I am also excited because Kindle is already a good wireless reading device, but I'm sure engineering and computer science students will find even more or motivated to find more innovative and effective ways of reading digital books. So I'm really excited. Thank you.
Any questions for any of the speakers? Right here, please.
I was wondering what you're going to do with the findings from the study.
Well, I'm sure this is true. I know we've been working with Susie Kroll at Amazon with the other higher education institutions, and we'll each take our own kind of perspective as we do the study. But the idea then is to, we're going through institutional research. Everything will be done as a true research study. Sitting right behind you is Mace Mensch, who will be in charge of this. There will be published results. And certainly we're going to use this to see, well, how effective is it? Is it effective? And then the way I see it is from the smaller core that we start with the students, because it will be a small pilot study, that we can expand it out into other disciplines and see how, with more and more results.
Just like Amazon always does when they take customers, this is even better from a more controlled environment. We'll take those learnings and feed those back into future improvements and innovations.
Yeah, I guess I was wondering, is it more for product development or is it for like future use in academia?
Well, okay, so let me plug the rest of the conference. So, this really is, it's one of these technologies. It's a very serious technology. Some of the Web 2.0s are more playful. This is a very serious kind of focused on reading, literacy, focused time and things like that. And this is very serious to us in education. So we're also looking at it as what does this mean for learning in our university.
When will this be available to students? How will students and faculty acquire on campus?
All right, who wants to answer that question?
Well, for the pilot, we're expecting product over the summer, and then students in the fall will actually have all the other terms and conditions. We don't have any details on those right now.
Phil Sanarno from Canary in Canada. I must congratulate Case Western. This is very, very exciting. It's a very important initiative. Is there any plans to calculate the carbon offset of the Kindle versus the textbook? The textbook has a huge carbon footprint. And by my rough calculation, I figure it'd be painless to give these things away for free just for the carbon offsets.
We haven't done that study ourselves at Amazon, I think it's an interesting one. We haven't taken that on, but if someone else wants to.
It's a great campus project.
Yeah, I think it's really good.
Yeah. It'll be good for students' backs as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi, Dan Hansen. 2 questions. First, why did you select Case Western Reserve? And secondly, with the price point and size of the DX, is this strictly targeted to the educational market, or do you see it becoming a consumer?
Yeah, let me take the second one first. It's absolutely broader than education.
Could you go to the microphone?
Oh, sorry, sure.
So we can record.
Absolutely. Now I better be careful what I say, right? Sorry about that. It's absolute. So the question was, is this only for education, or is Kindle DX a broader target market? It's absolutely broader than education. You know, we get inquiries all the time from different industries who are looking to use Kindles, and I think they'll also be very interested in Kindle DXs, but also individuals who have a lot of reference books or who also have a lot of PDFs because of their work environment, so they no longer have to lug around piles of paper, keep them organized, and they can have all their casual reading right there in the same place. As you saw, holds over 3,500 books. We back up Kindle books in the sky and the cloud, so you can always re-download for free. So really, I expect this to be a broad consumer device for people who love to read and have a wide range of reading interests. But I also think it'll be great in education. I think it'll be great for newspapers. So I think we'll see what evolves over time, but we're optimistic that it's a very broad target. Oh, and on the first point, why Case Western? But Case came to us. I think we've been talking to Case back and forth for a long time. But in terms of why we chose them, Case is one of the leading institutions, obviously worldwide in higher education. And it was clear to us in our conversations that they were committed to this and really wanted to seriously test and be on the forefront of using this technology. And so we're excited about that.
Other questions?
Oh, sorry. I have a couple questions just about the device. One, well, I know that the larger screen is supposed to make it better for using it. It's supposed to make it better for looking at things with, pictures or charts or maps and stuff, like I said. But I guess it's still only black and white, and is that, for things like textbooks that might have like color-coded charts and things like that, is that going to be an issue? And then secondly, I was just wondering if can people use the Kindle as a web browser?
Yeah, so I'll take the second one because that's the easy one. Sorry. Yes, so it has a web browser on it. We call it experimental because we're constantly working on it. But important thing to remember is it's free, so there's no wireless charges. We cover all those, and it's not Wi-Fi, it's 3G wireless. So Amazon covers all that. And so it is nice because you can get to online resources easily. So if you're reading and you want to quickly look something up and get more information, you can do that without having to get up and go to a computer or something else. So we see that as a huge benefit. In terms of color, right now we use e-ink technology. It is 16 shades of gray. We've seen color in the lab. We're not happy with it. It's not up to our standards for readability. So we haven't seen a color screen that you can read for a long time on. So people know most color displays, they're backlit. It's sort of like someone shining a flashlight in your eye. You can't read for a long time. And so we will obviously keep investigating that, but it has to meet our standards. And so I think those creative solutions around some of the charts and labelings in the short term until you have color.
Jay will be here a little bit later. Maybe we can, if it's all right.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. That's all right. Just not move people's time.
Okay, thanks.
Great.
Thank you. This is going to be a very exciting collaboration, and we're looking forward to beginning it in the fall and keeping you all posted on the progress we make as we go through next academic year. Next, let's turn to Dr. Laurence Johnson, CEO of New Media Consortium. He, along with Wendy, will explain a new initiative for using Second Life behind the firewall.
All right. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm very excited to share news that Case has been selected as the very first educational institution in the world to use a new platform being developed by Linden Lab, which is codenamed Nebraska. They're going to be the beta site. There will be a number of other industries represented in the beta. And Linden has chosen Case as the educational institution. We're going to be working with them on that. Case has been the home of the alpha installation that the New Media Consortium has been working on now since January. And this is going to allow educational institutions to provide virtual world services to students and their communities behind the firewall. They're going to be private grids. It's going to be everything that Second Life offers currently, but with the affordances and security and privacy that being behind the firewall provides. And so we're very, very excited. CASE is the perfect institution to do this. They've been involved in virtual worlds as long as we have, which has been now almost 3.5 years. The work that they're doing is fantastic, and as you can see on the screen, we're on the campus of Case Western University in virtual world, so thank you.
Okay, so here I am again. And I'm going to tell you just a little bit. I don't know how many of you have actually gotten onto our Cleveland Plus Second Life. Like Larry said, we've been doing this since 2003, and we have 8 islands in this virtual world, this 3D virtual world. Just so you know, today, most of the sessions are going to be streamed. In other words, the video of what's happening real life gets streamed right into Second Life. So people that can't be here can come in as their avatars and see what's going on. So that's a big deal. You'll see this in the ballroom, too. This is going on today. We've held many events, large and small educational activities, and we're always experimenting. Our focus is primarily on education and innovation. That's why we're interested in Second Life. So what's exciting about this new opportunity, Second Life as it exists has millions of people that are on it. And it's not private, and there's an age barrier because you have to be 18 and over to be on the adult island and 17 and younger to be on the teen island, and you're really not supposed to cross borders. So in projects where we've worked with students that are under 18, it has been extremely difficult for us because anybody over 18 needs background checks and whatnot. So having our own private Second Life world that they're calling Nebraska on the code name gives us what we're calling a garden wall instead of a firewall. It's a nice way to think about it. So, and it will allow teachers, professors, and younger students to come together without these age restrictions. There also is this issue around privacy. So when it is protected like that, you're private. And we're doing more and more work now. We actually have a proposal in with the Cleveland Clinic. And when you're talking about medicine and medical education and whatnot, privacy, again, is critical to what you're doing. So, you know, working with medical education, health awareness, and support groups that could happen in a virtual world. Here's an interesting example. We actually have the instructor in the room right now. I'm not seeing her, but dealing with Spanish and Spanish-speaking students. Well, we have a Hispanic club here on campus that works with Cleveland Public School children, and they're talking about being able to mentor in Second Life. So when you're doing multiple age pieces, this is a wonderful way to do community service. So, and also, just from the technical point of view, by having your own servers, the lag and all of the choppiness disappears. So those are some of the things that we're looking at.
So now that you have this new case in like a parallel Second Life, do you still have a presence in the real Second Life?
Oh yes, yes. In fact, we just the real Second Life, right. Yes. In fact, we just cut the checks, right, Juliet? Yes, we're all set. We have our regular ongoing presence in the Second Life virtual world, and this really is experimental too. So that is our whole realm of education and innovation. Yes, Sue has an
questions from Second Life. Someone wants to know, are you thinking of using this in case the university has to close down for an epidemic of some sort, like a swine flu, so that there would be some means of ability to hold classes during that time?
You know, I know there's some laughter, but in fact, this is an excellent way to do that. Because you can, as long as you're on the internet, you go in as your avatar, and we've run many classes on campus already this way. So I would say the answer is definitely yes.
Yeah, and in fact, there are examples at other universities, like the University of Southern California, where they're actually doing preparedness planning for all kinds of possible disasters to provide curriculum
young people especially are very mobile with their internet use. How does a hardware-intensive, graphically oriented reality like Second Life port down to their mobile life?
Not at the present time, it doesn't.
Just share it with you down. We're on wireless Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it will work on Wi-Fi, but it doesn't port to mobile phone or anything like that.
So while I'm thinking about one more thing, you know, what we're aiming at big time is trying to get these avatars to have more and more personality, you know, so that the expressions, we've created a schizophrenic avatar working with the clinic, and how do you create the motions and whatnot. So this I think is the future, and what made me think of that is that, you know, as it becomes mobile, you know, all these technologies are coming together.
Thanks, Wendy. Okay, finally, I'm pleased to welcome Dave Clute from Cisco Systems, along with John Wheeler, who is our Senior Vice President for Administration, and Colleen Nagy from Information Technology, to talk about smart buildings and connected real estate.
Thank you. I'm John Wheeler, Head of Administration here, and we're really excited to announce that over the next 6 months, our facility services and ITS departments will be working closely with Cisco Systems as part of a pilot program. We're going to examine 3 buildings on campus and explore opportunities to reduce energy-related building costs and our carbon emissions. During this pilot, we will assess building systems such as power distribution, voice and data, facility management applications, automated building environmental control systems, and the like. This will be a great opportunity to continue educating our campus community on this whole concept of connected real estate in smart buildings. Upon completion of the pilot, we would hope to have in place an industry-accepted set of tools that we could use to assess our remaining buildings on campus, and we will incorporate those findings into our campus green initiatives. So we're really looking forward to this opportunity. Colleen? Or David?
Thank you, John. My name's Dave Clute. I represent our global connected real estate practice. We're a global operation. My boss actually lives in Bangalore, but I'm happy to be here at CASE, and I want to especially thank Lev for your executive sponsorship for making this program possible. But we're working with CASE as a pilot program across the U.S., looking at higher education and these programs that deal with LEED certification and green technologies. I think a lot of people are starting to learn more about LEED certification from the U.S. Green Building Council, but we're also looking at how to make buildings smarter. So it's one thing to, it's good to be green, but it's good to be smart and green. So I want to thank you again. Colleen?
Hi, the 3 buildings that we're going to be looking at are the Peter B. Lewis Building, the Wolstein Research Building, and Pierce Hall, which is a large dorm or residence hall here on campus. And the reason we chose these 3 different buildings is one is doing teaching and learning in Peter B. Lewis, and they also have executive education. The Research Wolstein Building is out of the medical school, so they have a lot of research and a lot of high energy costs within that building. And then the Pierce Hall is a old residence hall that has a lot of radiated heat. So it's taking a look at different buildings across the university so that when we're finished with this pilot, we have an idea of how to adjust some of our expectations. So thank you.
Questions?
Well, I just don't really understand what exactly you're going to change or how the technology is going to work to what's going to
Maybe Dave can.
Without going into a lot of detail, basically what we're going to do is take a look at all the disparate systems within these buildings. Traditionally, buildings have many low-voltage control systems like the heating or the lighting or the communications, and right now they don't talk to each other. They're in their own separate networks. So it's very difficult for facility managers or owners or operators to collect all that data and make decisions based on how to change the performance of the building. So it's really an integration of lots of different data streams from existing systems, finding a way to bring them together, combine them, integrate them and make them available for decision making and changing the way we operate and maintain the buildings, and making that available through end users so they can make decisions about how they use the buildings and become much more aware of the building performance. And just being aware of green and being aware of how people use the buildings, it's amazing the impact it has on the energy use. We've seen studies where people put in fake thermostats, so where people think they can drop the temperature or have the ability to influence the environment, has a great impact on the environment. So it's really looking at how we can change the performance of the buildings, improve the comfort and safety and security of the occupants through technologies and integration.
Well, let me just, again, thank everybody for being here today. You know, one of the, I've been on board here about 6 months, and one of my roles has been to implement our strategic plan, Forward Thinking, which was developed about a year ago when shortly after Barbara Schneider, our president, arrived. There's many aspects of that plan that are essential if we're going to make great progress as we expect to in terms of advancing this university as a great world-class urban research university. Of course, one of those is being at the cutting edge in IT, and you've heard some of that today, whether that's in the classroom, whether that's in providing a greener infrastructure. Those are all essential to our success in moving forward. And I think, as you can see, our goal is to be very innovative and stay at the cutting edge there. You'll hopefully learn more about that today if you spend some time with us. The second key to the success, or another key to the success of our strategic plan, is about collaboration and partnership. And we can't do it alone. I mean, that's partnership with many different organizations, obviously the government, the federal government, the state government, industry, and business. And I think you've seen 3 examples of some great partnerships today that we're looking forward to really, again, helping us to advance our mission and goal here. And we look forward to keeping you posted on the progress that these collaborations lead to and helping us all move forward. So again, thank you for being here.